80% of their capacity is actually thermal. Does anyone know why? Coal, exactly. They have very large reserves of coal. So this means that actually Poland is one of the countries that is one of the biggest responsibles for emissions in terms per capita in Europe. The problem is they have coal, and their coal is very cheap. So we have different types of coal. Polish coal is actually pretty cheap. So as you can see here, for them, it was strategic to invest in coal plants. And then you see here France. 50% of the installed capacity in France is nuclear. 75% of the energy produced in France is nuclear. So France actually said, okay, we also don't have a lot of resources. We don't want to import. We actually want to be a net exporter, which they are. So we're going to invest in nuclear. This makes France have low energy prices, lower than the average that you see in the system, except in the situation that's happening right now, which is they actually had to close a couple of plants because they have security issues, which means that the fact that they close plants here is affecting the prices of everybody else, because they don't have cheap prices anymore. They're actually having to import, including from Portugal and Spain. Okay? So as you can see here, the decisions that were taken by the countries in terms of strategy to define their capacity are very closely linked with the type of resources that each one can explore. There's actually a curious case here, which is Germany. You can see there that Germany has 20% of installed capacity in solar PV. The thing is, Germany has 30% less hours of sun per year than we do. So why exactly do they have 20 and we only have 2? Does this make sense? Doesn't make a lot of sense. It means that their load factors, their LCOEs are actually much higher than the ones that we have here. But for them, it was a way to actually push renewables on the system. They did it by giving high feed-in tariffs, and in the end, they had 1/5 of their capacity leveraged on solar. The problem is, I don't know if you heard, like last year, there was a solar eclipse, and Germany was extremely worried with what would happen because the solar eclipse was actually between 10 and 1 p.m. And this meant that 20% of their capacity would come off grid. So they prepared themselves, they turned on all the other lights that they have because they didn't really know how to manage this. And this will happen every now and then. So, how do renewables impact our consumption in Portugal? I don't know if you heard, you probably heard that for 4 days in May, Portugal actually ran entirely on renewable energy. So we can see here, so the red line that we see is actually consumption in Portugal. All the other stacked technologies are generation. This means that we actually were running only on hydro and wind for 4 days, and we actually managed to export everything else. Okay? So we were not dependent on any imports during this time. We were actually giving away electricity to Spain and to the rest of Europe. Okay? And what exactly will happen from now on? So Portugal is also committed to the 2020 and 2030 European Union objectives, which means that we'll have to have 31% of our energy coming from renewable sources in 2020, 40% in 2030. How does exactly this objective translate to electricity generation? It means that 50 to 60% of the electricity would have to be from renewables by 2020, and we can see here that we are already at 53, okay? And 60 to 70% would have to be renewable by 2030. This is actually IHS, so it's another external source. How exactly do they view the changes in terms of generation mix? And you can see here that hydro will still grow a little bit. This has to do with barragens. Wind will still grow. They're not very bullish on solar, so our perspective from EDP when we put in our models, it's more than that, so it will be more than the 6% that they have there. But overall, we can see that non-tech, so non-renewable resources, will only account for around 27%. Another important thing is that at this point, most energy, or all energy, should be sold tariffs anymore, which means that we will be reliant on resources that are Portuguese resources, and we won't have to import as much as other countries do. So this was the presentation. The one that's actually most used is actually paying you to consume less. What happens, for example, in the US is that they have their peak of demand is actually during summer. And during summertime, there are a lot of ACs that are on.